I don't know.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
All right, Alexa. I don't know if I love this view, but I think this is just what we're gonna go through for tonight for the view. So if you hate it, I am sorry, but I feel like what I'm doing, you'll be able to see the best that you can. At least, maybe if I put it back there. That should be good. Anyways, okay, so I've been really like getting back into making sculptures and selling them, and I've noticed there's like a lot of stuff I've started and I've never finished. So I have one dragon that I'm working on, and for that dragon, it had hair on its head, and the hair was like fairly okay for the most part. So I went ahead and I did some braids on it, and it actually turned out pretty nice. So I just found this one laying the other day, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I was exactly doing on it. I started on it, and as you can see, I was like painting. Then I was adding clay to it, and the hair was a mess. That was the other part. Like, I don't know what my main idea on it was because the hair was really bad. So I actually just took it out before. The hair is way worse than the other one that I'm working on. As you could see, it looks like pretty thick and bad. And this is what I'm doing to it. So as you can see, that's a complete difference between the two. So when I make sculptures and do stuff like this, I'll normally go to the Goodwill and I'll either look for stuff for like resale, or if something has potential like this, I will pick it up and grab it, and then I end up making it into something else and I sell it. So for this one, I believe this was like a Barbie head or something like that. Am I a Justin Bieber fan? I like Justin Bieber, yeah. I think his music is good. So yeah, I don't have an issue with him. But yeah, I've been trying to do the back of the head now on it, which I feel like is going fairly well. It's just more about like separating the sections out, and how you do that is based off of the sections, how the hair is rooted. At least that's how I do it, because I think it looks most uniform. Also, I was going to come on here earlier, but I was like, I was listening to a podcast, I was vibing out, and then I looked at the time, I looked at how much of this that I did, and I was like, well, I at least wanted to come on and talk to y'all, so here we are. I was cleaning up earlier today, too. I had some art supplies that fell and got all mixed up, and then also some art supplies that I'm just not using, and I'm gonna throw it up on my eBay and see what happens. But I feel like productive, like I got some stuff done today, and I took a freaking hour nap, so that's also very, very good. Can't believe it's March already. It's wild. Right now, the section that I took is very, very small. Not by any means thick. So it's gonna take me a little bit of time. And what I've been doing is I'm just braiding that whole piece of hair all the way down to the point where if the hair is like really like unmanageable, or it's like a big knot in it that's not coming that I'm gonna have to cut, then I just stop braiding there. I do a rubber band and then I just cut the rest off, because there is so much hair on this thing that there's going to be so many braids. And the top, if you've seen before, so when I was like taking the hair apart, because it was up with a bunch of clips and like hair ties and stuff, because when I was doing the clay work on it, I guess I just didn't know what I wanted to do with the hair, so I put it back. The top layer of it is so short, and I mean so short to the point where I was like, I have to figure out something to do with it, but I wasn't sure exactly what. So I ended up taking that short layer, I flipped it over into like a little bun, which I'll show it to you when I'm done doing this one. And I'm thinking about adding, once like the hair is done, adding like a bow to it or something to the front. I think that would be really freaking cute. I also think it's weird. I feel like I was going through like a time where I was just making dragons because, like I said, I have, and it's a half finished one, so the clay and everything that's on it, I'm like going over it and stuff, kind of like this one, and fixing it up. So I feel like I was having like a dragon period of my life for a minute. This one is going well. This piece of hair is like very not knotted. It's weird, like some of them, how it was up, like the hair is really silky and nice, and then other pieces is so knotted that I'm either cutting from it or cutting the ends. It's just, usually on sculptures I cut the hair down to where it's like rooted and then I'll cover it with clay. But for the last two that I've been doing, these dragons, I'm like, you know what, I'll keep the hair on and I'll see what I can do with it. And I mean, I think the little braids are really cool. They're time consuming though. For the other dragon doll, those braids took me 2 days, and I sat for like an hour or two each to work on it. It's just when there's a lot of hair. I mean, this one has a bigger head than the other doll and more head or hair, so we'll see how much longer this one's gonna take than the other one. But I've been trimming the ends then after I braid them. Like I just did that braid. Like I said, it's pretty thin compared to some of the other ones I did, but I like that there's like a mixture. I think that looks very good. I don't know if I want to go at the top of the head right now, which is pretty knotted in with the other stuff. I'm excited to sculpt on this one and to fix it up. It's just gonna take a little bit of time until I get to that point, which I understand, because as you could see, it's a knotted mess, but also it's a lot of hair. I'm still sitting here trying to get these top layers apart to see where I can go in at. And I want to show you the gel that I use too for it. I actually really like the stuff that I use. I use this stuff as well on like my wigs, because I feel like sometimes the name brand gels, they do make your stuff stick like very hard, and this stuff is more like a water base in my opinion that I use. Oh my god, these two layers are like really intertwined, and I'm just sitting here trying to tear the hair apart. When I found this too, when I sourced it, the hair was not the best. Which, I have a doll collection if you didn't know that, so like when I'm selling a doll or I get a new one for my collection that's used and I have to fix the hair up, like this happens sometimes. So like I'm used to it, it's just not very fun to have to sit here and deal with, that's all. Oh my gosh. Alright, I think I got my top layer the way I want it. Anyways, this is the bun little thing I was talking about before. I think when it has all the braids, it's gonna look really cute. And like I said, maybe I'll stick a bow or something in there with it. But I basically got this separated, this top layer. Now I'm gonna separate it into two, because I think that they should be like thick. I think that would be cool to have like thicker ones. Okay, this is what I use as my gel, because you kind of need to have gel to keep all the hair looking good when you're doing this. And I'm running through the other ones as well. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a work in progress. I don't think my dragons will be out probably till the end of March. I wanted to say April, but they should be out by March, I would imagine. Because the other one, I mean, the hair is done. I'm just doing the body on it right now. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to put like a base on it or just like make it a doll. But I ended up deciding I'm going to put a base on it. Because, yeah, it's a doll, but none of the limbs move. So I think for people who want to purchase it for display purchase, oh my god, tongue twister. For people who want to purchase it for display purposes, that was a tongue twister. I think that would be like best. Okay. This one's really, really knotted, this piece that I have in my hand. So I'm hoping I get it right here. And I don't know if I want to keep the face that I did on here. I think that I really want to go over a lot of it with clay, but I might keep the basis of what I was trying to do. And then it's obviously getting completely repainted. I think I'm sticking with pink as the base. That's what I think I want to do. And now I just started doing this one, and it's like pretty knotted throughout it. Pretty knotted. Do I like Lily Truscott from the show Hannah Montana? I'm not really sure who that is because I never really watched Hannah Montana. So I would not be able to answer that question. I think the one guy from that show, though, oh my god, what is his name? I can't remember, but he got arrested, didn't he? I know on the show's name was Oliver. I'm trying to remember his real name. I don't remember. I see his dumb little face. I think he was like drinking and driving. It's crazy. You would think like you have all the money in the world, you know, over exaggerating, but you know what I mean? That was a very successful show. They had merch and shit. Like, I'm sure you can get like a driver or something, and then you're just like gonna get trashed and drive your probably decently nice car. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get why people do things that they do. So like I was saying before, this piece that I'm getting down to, like, I'm gonna have to cut a lot off because it just feels awful. So I'll probably stop like right here. I like what I'm doing too because some of my pieces that I'm doing, they are really freaking short. And then other ones are like really long. And I think it just kind of will like even itself out at the end of the day, which is cool. I feel like I'm doing sort of like the boring thing, unless you like hair like me, then it's not. I feel like people like when I come on here and sculpt more, but fortunately I am not at that point yet. But next time I come on and show this dragon, I will show it, you know, when I'm sculpting onto it, because I know what I want to do sculpting wise, and I think it's gonna take a little bit of time. But I am on to the next freaking layer on here, which is going to be 2 pieces. And I'm going to put gel on it. Again, to help me, because it's just crazy. And that's how I make the braids so tight, just from easily putting this on it. Does wonders for me. I don't know if I have enough on my hands, so I might have. But yeah, that's been my goal for this year. I'm just so ADHD'd out all the time. And I have so many like half-finished projects. So I'm trying to finish all of my half-finished projects into finished projects that people like and they want to buy. Also, if you haven't been to my eBay, I have a lot of new clothes up. I just sold a dress. Were they 2 dresses? I know the one thing. No, a cardigan and a dress. There we go. A cardigan and a dress I just sold. So that was quite freaking exciting for me. because the dress was mine and the cardigan. I've been trying to get rid of excess clothes that I have because I've gained some weight, and trying to use the money to get myself some new stuff, obviously, to wear. I feel like these two I should have put into one, but I mean, this one that I'm braiding I should have put into two, but oh well. Too late now. Too late to apologize. And I don't think this is going to be a crazy long one because the ends feel awful. Like where I'm touching now feels like very nice, very silky, and then when I like pull my fingers through, the bottom feels awful. So it's definitely going to need a good trim on it. I think the face on this is very cute though. I love the little teeth. I love the nose. Like I said, I just think it needs a lot of work in different places, and then there's other places where I'm like, oh, like the tail on it looks really cool. It'll probably be repainted, but just stuff like that. Alright, I think right here, we're gonna rubber band it, and then I'm gonna trim the rest off that's bad on it. Yeah, I don't know what I would say would take the longest on this because I feel like the hair does. This one has a lot of freaking hair. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for coming in. Let's give it a good trim. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, we just did that one. Now I'm going to make my way to the next group of hair. And it's sticking together again on the bottom. I think the styling head, actually it wasn't Barbie. I think this one was supposed to be like Tinkerbell or something like that. Just because of like the hair that it had. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember. It was, I've had this for a while. I started this a while ago. And when I say a while ago, we are in 2024. I started this in 2029, I believe. Or 2020. Somewhere in between those 2 years. So, had this for a freaking bit of time. And, yeah. I'm ready for it to take on a new life, obviously, and get sold. That's for sure. Alright, so we just doused this. I want to see how I want to do this. If I want to do this whole section, if I want to make it into 2 sections. To get braided, let's see. I think I want to put it all together is what I'm thinking, but I don't know. Let's see how this looks. I think this is going to be a very thin braid, but there is so much gel on this one piece that, like, actually it's not as thin as some other ones. I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do them 2 separate. When I did it together, that's how the one above it looks. I did those together when I thought I should have did them separate, and I just think too much of the same thing is, it's not going to look good. But yeah, this is what I've been spending my night on. Just cleaning up art supplies and doing these little freaking complex braids. But I feel like I just have to sit and like knock them out at a time, or I'm just not going to get done with it, you know. Won't happen. I'm going to do the other side in a minute that I just got all wet as well. I can braid pretty fast, by the way. I don't know if you can see me doing it from the side, but I just think from doing so many, I definitely have speed, but I also will say these are like very tight braids. So, I mean, I kind of feel like that's what you want from something like this. Not that they're like coming out or getting snagged. That's why I'm doing the gel and everything, just so they look like perfect. Her little top knot kind of freaks me out because it's all over the place. There's like a lot of loose ends, but like I said, I think a bow is gonna go there, so if I glue a bow into the front of her hair, you won't even see the stuff that's all messed up in there, so that would be a win-win. This one actually got really nice. I'm glad that I did it into 2 separates. It's not even as thin as I thought it was gonna get. And now I'm just gonna give it a little trim. And that's the one I just did. So I'm gonna go right next door to it because I already have that hair wet and basically ready to go. It's not very thick though. And the bottom is like very knotted. Like I think I have to cut it. It's that bad. But I guess I could try it. It's kind of like its own little section. I mean, there's some obviously next door, but they don't look like they would go with this. This might not be a crazy long one because the ends on this one are fried out. But at least there was gel kind of like soaking in it when I was doing the other one. So that's a good thing. So let's do this one, see what we get. Either way, I think this is going to be really cool. It's just crazy when there's this much hair on it to get through. I can feel it on the bottom, like it's so like screwed up feeling, but everything I'm touching right now feels very silky, so it's just a matter of time till I feel it and I'm like, uh-oh, all done. Still doing good. I mean, it's like right in the middle of the head too, so I wouldn't want to stop it yet anyways. I don't want it to be like too short of one. Okay. We are getting down to where like the hair is probably going to need to be cut because it's like frayed really bad. But still at like the silky stuff. My braid is starting to almost match the other ones that are like the same length. After a couple more it will. Alright. I'm also watching what colors that I'm using. Ooh, my music went off. Because like I said, it's gonna be like rainbow in the front, like on her skills and stuff. So the hair ties I've been using are rainbow. I'm using like green, white, blue, orange, pink. Looks pretty freaking cool. Okay, I'm ready to do this one off. And then, like I said, I'm gonna cut the end on it. From it being all like frayed. It looks a lot better now. Ooh, my hair tie just broke. Did you hear that? That happens. Get another green one. Because I should have enough here in this whole pack to finish the whole head. even though there's a lot of hair and a lot of tangling. Should be fine. But I was gonna say before this one rudely snapped on me that I need to just trim the end, but not like crazy. It's not too bad. There we go. There we go. All done. I'm looking. I see another section that should probably go together. And I'm trying to rip hair away from the other hair. Like, this is what I have to deal with. That's why I was saying too, this one's just gonna take a little bit longer to get to the clay portion because I'm not always home every night. But also, this is kind of a mess. This piece also just seems very thin, but so that would be a section right underneath it I'm grabbing, because that would be a section, but again, it's all tangled up. Like I said, once I braid and then I just cut off the excess, it's fine. This one's kind of thin too, but I can make that into 2. And then I haven't really gone down from that. I did like a couple in the front, but anything crazy. So let's get some gel. One of like my common questions is how much do I sell sculptures for? And they're anywhere normally from like $50 and up, but they're normally $50, depending if I send you a offer on one. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll send an offer if somebody's like watching stuff for a while, or I had it up for a while. I'll send an offer. I do that a lot on paintings too. Paintings, I'm like very flexible on prices. But sculptures, it depends. Or dolls. I make animal dolls, alien dolls, and coming soon, I guess it would be sculpture, doll, whatever you want to call it. Coming soon. I was gonna split these 2 up, but I decided to do them into one piece, and I don't hate it, I guess. Would have been bad to have them in the 2, but I'll just have to do that for underneath or something, or next to it. I just felt like by themselves they were too thin. And even the braid that I'm doing isn't like the craziest. It's not like this thickness, it's like thinner than that, so we'll see. We shall see, friends. Everybody should be happy that I'm finishing projects on my freaking shelf, because I sure am. Okay, so I am getting down to the point where my freaking TV keeps going off. It's pissing me off. Anyways, getting down to the point where I'm gonna wanna probably rubber band it, because it feels a little gross on the ends. Probably give it like a couple more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just do it here. I have a lot of pink actually. Let's see. Let's do a green over here. We'll do a green. Craziest part of it. And like I could have cut all the hair off and went over it, but I don't know. I think the braids look cool on it. But that's basically what I have to do in order to move on to the clay step. I have to sit here and, in time, braid all of this hair. And I already did my other section that I wanted to do, which I'm gonna split it in half. I might as well do this section since I have it separated out for myself already. And then I'll just put the rest on my fingers for these braids. Yeah, I'll probably work on the rest of the head at a different time, just because, I don't know, doing braids like this, it's very time consuming, but then you get to the point too where you're just like burn out and you want to do something else, but you can't really, because you can't play around with clay until, you know, so it sucks. Yeah, I am, but that's why I have other projects too that I do when I'm trying to do something that I can't. This one's gonna be very thin. The one that I'm doing now is very, very thin. It started off kind of rough too, but you won't be able to tell once the other braids are over top of it. And the bottoms of this one are like pretty. I keep saying that for like all of them, but I'm looking at this one and they just look like screwed up, so we'll see what happens. My goal is to at least get them to match like other ones that I've had long enough down. I'm getting there. I'm also like looking at my other ones and it's like that could use a few more braids through it before I commit to cutting the ends off. It's so weird how like smooth it is and then it just gets like awful and like rough on the ends. That's how doll hair is, so I mean, if before I even did anything on this, if I would have like boiled it, the hair would have got like gummy and mush and it would have been easier to deal with. But this is fine. Okay. I think I'm gonna tie it here because the ends are just getting weird on me. And then I'm gonna chop off the rest. And this one turned out pretty long too, so that's good. Ooh, she slid off. No. There we go. I think this is cute so far. I'm glad that I thought of the whole like braid idea. I think it makes it look really good. There we go. Okay, so let me see where I want to cut this. I cut a lot of it off. I was like, screw it, because why not? It doesn't need to have like a long thing on it. And all those look pretty good. Pretty solid. I was gonna say I was gonna do the one over here, but I think you guys have like the gist of this, of what I'm doing. So I'll have to do a part 2 where I'm sculpting around on the face, where I show you guys like what I'm fixing, what I'm doing on it, and then maybe a part 3 of painting. That could be fun. But like, I have a lot of hair to go on it, obviously. I mean, a lot, and it's kind of in not the best state, so stay tuned for when I come back and it's completely done and we can go ahead and sculpt on the body. Hope you have a good night, and thanks for coming through and having a little nighttime session with me. All right, bye guys.